Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Urvashi and today in this video I'm going to be talking about the monthly horoscope for the month of April. So before I go into the details of what the month is going to be like, let me first share with you the important dates of all the planets. So the month starts with Sun in Pisces, and then the Sun will move into Aries on the 15th of April. The 5th of April, Jupiter moves into Aquarius, still in the nakshatra of the Nishtha. So somebody mentioned below my video that Jupiter would be entering Shatbishak, but Jupiter is still going to be in the nakshatra of the Nishtha. I've made a video on Jupiter's transit in the Nishtha where I've talked about the effect from your birth nakshatra. So if you're watching monthly horoscopes, then you should also be watching those videos because I've talked in great detail for all the nakshatra. So if you know your birth nakshatra, if you know where your moon was at the time of your birth, from there you can see the results of Jupiter in the Nishtha. I'm not going to be discussing that in this video. I've made a separate video on Saturn and Shravan. You should also be watching that video if you're watching monthly horoscopes. Rahu transits Rohini. I'm going to give the link of these three videos below in the description. In this video, my focus area is going to be Venus will move into Aries from Pisces on the 9th of April. Mercury is going to be combust and debilitated till the 17th of April. On the 17th, Mercury moves into Aries. Now Venus, Mercury and the Sun will be in Aries for the rest of the month. Sun will be, of course, in Aries. The first part of the month is in Pisces and then it goes into Aries. Mars, from the 14th of April, transits into Gemini. Prior to that, Mars is in Taurus. So the sign of Aries very, very strongly activated with three planets, Sun in exaltation and Venus and Mercury both combust, but in great strength, because of the exaltation of the Sun, and as well as the exchange yoga between Gemini and Aries. So Mars in Gemini, Mercury in Aries, very, very interesting month, action filled month, I would say, because Mars is our energy and Gemini is the sign for ideas, initiatives, the natural third house, courage, intelligence, the intelligence that pushes us to learn, to acquire new skills, to explore new things, to invent and innovate. And that is the sign of Gemini, and that is what Mars is going to be like. So if you have things to do, if you're going to be putting your energy somewhere constructive, then you're going to feel very energetic, very driven. So like I have a lot of plans for the month of April. I'm going to get extremely busy, and things that I'm going to be doing will also be a lot on the physical level, and so I'm looking forward to that extra energy in the month of April. And if you do not have much to do, then this is going to be physically an exhausting month for you, because Mars wants to be doing something, and this is a restless sign. It's not a very stable sign, so you're going to be feeling very tired and exhausted. So I would suggest plan in a way where you keep extremely busy. If there are any skills that you've been wanting to learn, if there is anything you've been wanting to do and you have felt that you would not be able to multitask, I think April is the best month now. You will be able to do number of things simultaneously. That is the energy of Mars in Gemini, especially because of the exchange. So Mercury, the first half of the month, Mercury is in debilitation till the 9th. Because of Venus in conjunction with Mercury, Mercury is going to be getting strength from Venus. And but later on, on the 9th, Venus moves into Aries, so Mercury will be in debilitation. Mercury in Pisces is not the best Mercury, is a very dreamy Mercury, somebody who does not like to go into details, somebody who is not very clear in the communication, and somebody who is not very decisive, who would change their mind very easily. So it's a sweet, nice Mercury, but it's not a very practical, detail-oriented Mercury. So that is the effect that we will feel for the first half of the month. So decision making will be slow. So if you guys are planning on something, I suggest you do it quicker when we still have Venus in Pisces. So that is when Mercury gets some strength. After the 9th, things are going to slow down a little bit, and you're going to be more dreamy. Your communication may not be very clear. You may not be very decisive. You may be changing your decisions, and if you're doing anything that requires a lot of detailing, then you miss out on a lot of details, and you could make blunders and mistakes. After the 17th, Mercury too moves into Aries. So now that is a more quick Mercury, quick communication, fun-filled communication, fun-filled month, I too would say, because Aries is a very fun-loving sign, action-oriented sign, and we have both Venus and Mercury. So even in relationships, you would want more fun, more enjoyment. You would not want stagnation. You would want more playfulness, maybe with your partner. Those that are still single would be more upfront in their approach towards new relationships, and more confident in such matters. And in your ideas, in your communication, you would not enjoy getting any opposition that could make you very aggressive also. Your communication also would have some amount of aggression. So that is one word of caution here that I would like to share, that we may get very angry sometimes because of this Mercury Sun combination in Aries. So we will not be able to tolerate opposition, but at the same time we will welcome new ideas, fun-filled options, new opportunities, because Aries is a sign of new opportunities, new beginnings. So we will welcome that, but obstacles, hurdles, oppositions, we will not react to in a very positive manner, and there could be some aggression that we encounter. So this is the only area of caution. I think this is a beautiful month. April is going to be a good month, fun-filled month, action-oriented month. If you want to go do something, like I've just shared my personal plans with you, get going. This month is a power-packed with action kind of a month that we have. Now I'm going to be talking about first the sign of Aries. For Aries, there is an exchange between the 1st and the 3rd house. Mars goes into Gemini. Gemini's Lord Mercury comes into Aries, and you have the 2nd and the 7th Lord. Also Venus in Aries. You have the Sun, the 5th Lord in Aries. So for creativity, for innovation, new ideas, action, communication, new knowledge, like this is the best month, Aries. The 9th Lord is in the 11th house now. Jupiter is in Aquarius. So, and the 10th Lord is in the 10th house. So even though you may be working very hard, we do see gains and we do see growth, and I do see luck supporting you in whatever you do. Also, we have Rahu in the 2nd house, Ketu in the 8th house. Though this is not the best position to have, Rahu Ketu axis in the 2nd and the 8th house. But Rahu is not in bad dignity in the sign of Taurus, and so is Ketu in Scorpio. It is in its own sign. So these houses also pretty strong. The Lord Venus for Rahu is in the Lagna, which makes it very strong. So for wealth, this month is looking fine. For new experiences, new ideas, new plans, you'd be feeling confident. Sun is exalted in the Lagna. Communicative, Mercury is going to be also there as well. Feeling more beautiful, more attractive, maybe wanting to socialize more. That is what this month is looking like for you, Aries. For Taurus, you have the ascendant Lord in the 1st in the 11th house, and then in the 12th house. With Mercury, with the Sun, the ascendant has Rahu Ketu. So whenever the ascendant has Rahu, it's the time for growth. I hope Taurus people are taking advantage of this year. Rahu in the ascendant gives us a lot of ambition, breaks a lot of boundaries for us. We can break through from any inhibitions we had. So I came onto YouTube when Rahu was in my ascendant. So you guys, it's a good time to take advantage of this 1 year when Rahu helps you break those boundaries. So this is a good transit. Mars in the 2nd house, not the best position though, can make you angry in your speech, can make you hasty in your decisions related to finances. The exchange between the 12th and the second house. Lots of expenditure can be seen. There you got to be careful. The ascendant lord is also in the 12th house. Rahu, a malefic in Lagna. Health, you got to be a little alert about. Expenditure on health, expenditure on travel, expenditure on buying movable assets like jewelry and other such assets. That could also happen for you. New ideas related to making wealth, new ideas related to ways of making money, and expenditure on such things can also be seen. Jupiter, the 8th lord, is in the 10th house. Some instability can be seen in the career, so there you got to be alert. Do take care of your speech, because Mars is not the best planet for Taurus ascendant. In the second house, it can give you trouble with your speech, hastiness in speech. And the 8th lord in the 10th house, again, this can show problems in the workplace, so this could be related to your communication as well. So that is a word of caution for Taurus people. For Gemini, in the ascendant now you will have Mars, the ascendant lord, and the 11th lord are in an exchange yoga. And Rahu Ketu are in the 12th and the 6th axis. The 11th house is very, very beautifully activated. You have Sun there, you have Mercury there, and you have Venus there. So Venus is one of the trine lords and the ascendant lord. Both are in the 11th house. You could have gains from communication, anything to do with social media, anything to do with any luxury items, any beauty items, like Venus kind of products. If you're dealing in Venus kind of products, or Mercury kind of products, if you're into trading, selling, or you're into teaching, or any kind of social media, you're a counselor, you're into a government job, then those kind of professions will have some kind of growth this month, because there is an exchange between the Lagna lord and the 11th lord. The 10th lord is in the 9th house, so is the 7th lord in the 9th house. So this is great support for career. For career, this month is looking great. So Gemini this month, all in all, is looking great, other than the Mars being in the ascendant. Mars is not a friendly planet for you, though it may give you a lot of confidence. It may push you to work harder, to move faster, to take quick decisions, to take quick action. But little bit of, I would say, be cautious about your health. Mars is not the best planet for Gemini people. It is the 6th lord, so it does show aggression, anger, conflict, and health issues that could be a part of this month, though it is not a very big indication, because this is just one indication. So a single indication sometimes does not bother as much. Now I'm going to be talking about Cancer. For Cancer people, for Cancer, there is an exchange between the 12th house and the 10th house. The 10th house is super activated for Cancer this month. You have Sun, exalted, Venus, and Mercury there. Mercury is your 12th lord and your 3rd lord. The 12th and the 3rd, both houses of travel related to career, as well as Venus. Venus is the 11th and the 4th lord. So growth can be seen in career, travel can be seen, some changes, some movement, some action, a lot of effort, because from the 10th house, this is the 3rd and the 6th house. Mercury rules the 3rd and the 6th house from the 10th house. So lots of action, some conflict can be seen, lots of extra effort can be seen for you as well. Rahu Ketu are very well posited for you in the 11th house and the 5th house. Ketu is in its own sign, so time for growth. Jupiter, your 9th lord, is in the 8th house. So sometimes luck may not be very supportive, but for those who are into things like astrology or any other kind of occult science, tarot reading, or any other occult, any research work, for those who are looking for things like inheritances, investments, long-term investments, gains from there you can have some positive results. But all in all, sometimes you may feel that luck is not supporting you as much. Now I'm going to be talking about Leo. For Leo, in the 9th house, you have 3 planets. You have Venus, Mercury, and Sun exalted in the 9th house. And in the 11th, you have Mars. So there's an exchange. The 9th and the 11th lords are in an exchange yoga. The ascendant lord is in the 9th house. Rahu Ketu in the 14th axis. In the 6th house, you have Saturn, and Jupiter is now in the 7th house. So for Leo people, good month, exchange of the 9th and the 11th lord. This is like a great yoga. And the ascendant lord is also a part of this conjunction in the ninth house. So this is a very yoga of wealth, because the second lord, the ascendant lord, the 11th lord are all in the ninth house. So this is a good dhan yoga that you have here. So good transit, as well as having your yoga karak Mars in the 11th house in this exchange. This seems like an excellent month for you. Jupiter, the other trine lord, is in the 7th house. So with Venus in good dignity now in the 9th house, the 7th house having Jupiter, this could be related to business, this could be related to relationships, but this is definitely a great month for Leo people, especially with Saturn in the 6th house. You have all the best positions, and Rahu in the 10th house can give you great ideas for new opportunities, new career opportunities, new growth can be seen in that direction. So good month for Leo as well. Now I'm going to be talking about Virgo. Virgo people, you have this conjunction of 3 planets in the 8th house. You have the 12th lord in the 8th house, exchange of the 8th and the 10th lord. So Mercury is in the 8th house, Mars, the 8th lord, is in the 10th house, and you have the 9th lord also in the 8th house, the 10th lord and the Lagan lord, the ascendant lord, in the 8th house. And in the 9th house you have Rahu, 3rd house has Ketu, and 5th house has Saturn. So I wouldn't say this is the best yoga, having all these planets in the 8th house. Yes, it's good for spirituality, it's good for introspection, it's good for also for investments. So there may be a lot of ideas related to investments that you have, long-term investments if you want to do for your children. This looks like a bright month for your children, some positive changes for them, because this is the 4th house from the 5th. The 8th house is the 4th from the 5th. Some positive results, positive changes in the lives of your children can be seen. Related to investments, like I said, good month. But the 9th lord is in the 8th house, so I won't say this is the best time for luck. If you're counting on luck in any way, then do not take your chances. There is an exchange, the 10th and the 8th, not the best position. Ups and downs can be seen in career, unless your career has to do with the 8th house, like finance industry, insurance, banking. Then this can prove to be a good month for you. Unexpected gains can also be there. So Virgo people, I would say, be more cautious. Take care of your health. Ascendant lord is in the 8th house. Be more cautious of your health with the 12th lord. It's with the 12th lord. Unexpected health issues could come up depending on the dasha. If you have the dasha of a Markesh, then unexpected health issues could come up. If you have the dasha that is related to gains in some way in your chart, this could be unexpected gains as well, because the 8th house is the gains that you have not worked for, that come from long-term investments or other people's wealth. Now I'm going to be talking about Libra. Libra has Saturn in the 4th house, Jupiter in the 5th house. In the 7th house, you have a conjunction of 3 planets, Sun exalted, Venus and Mercury. 8th house has Rahu, 2nd house has Ketu, and the 9th house has Mars. Libra people, definitely a better month. Jupiter going into your 5th house, lots of creative ideas will be there for you. There could be some new opportunities. The 7th house has an exalted Sun, throwing light on the Lagna. The ascendant lord is a part of this conjunction. You're going to be feeling more confident. Your network circle, your social circle may be increasing in some way. This could be something related to relationships, meeting somebody. If you've been looking forward to meeting somebody, this could be the right month for you. Getting into a business partnership, again, have your chart checked, have your dasha assessed, but the transit is very, very favorable. And then you have an exchange yoga of the 9th lord and the 7th lord. This is a very, very fortunate yoga for growth, for getting good results, unexpectedly good blessings through past karma. So this is a great yoga with the ascendant lord also here, the 11th lord also here. So 11th, 9th and ascendant lord, another dhan yoga in the 7th house, related to business, related to your social circles, related to any kind of relationship, social interaction. So all this is looking very good for Libra people. Jupiter is also now looking better in the 5th house. Even though Jupiter is not your best planet, but having Jupiter in the 5th house is great for new opportunities, for new creative projects. Now I'm going to be talking about Scorpio. For Scorpio, Ketu in the ascendant, Rahu in the 7th house, 3rd house has Saturn, 4th house will have Jupiter this month. What a beautiful place that is. You know, having Jupiter in the 4th brings a lot of comfort and happiness at home. Sun in the 6th, you will be very competitive this month. Sun in the 6th, Venus, the 7th lord in the 6th, and Mercury in the 6th. Mercury is the lord of the 8th, so there is an exchange between the 8th lord and the 6th lord. So this is a Viprit Raj Yoga of the 6th and the 8th house. You will be able to defeat anybody in competition. You will be very competitive. It will be difficult for your enemies to defeat you. So this is a great month for competitions. And so any kind of a competition, any interviews that you want to go for, this is the best month to do that. New opportunities related to career could be there, because Sun is also the 10th lord. The 10th lord is a 9th from itself in exaltation, especially those who are in service or in some business related to providing a service. So you have 3 Viprit Raj Yogas here. You have the 12th lord is in the 6th house, the 6th lord in the 8th house, the 8th lord in the 6th house. So some unexpected situation that was going bad for you may turn out to then be good for you. So keep your eyes and ears open of what is happening around you. Bad situations could tend to then later on bring you some good luck and help and support you in your path, whatever it is. 3rd house still has Saturn, great position. Jupiter in the 4th, more comfort, more happiness at home. Lagna Lord is in the 8th house, Ketu in the ascendant. Even though it's a co-lord of Scorpio, still I would say be cautious, be alert about your health. Too much activation of the malefic houses is there. Now I'm going to be talking about Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, you have this conjunction of 3 planets in the 5th house. And Sun is the 9th lord, exalted in the 5th house. You have the 7th lord and the 10th lord in the 5th house. And you have Venus, which is the 11th lord, and the 6th lord in the 5th house. And you have an exchange between the 5th lord and the 7th lord. So Sagittarius also has Jupiter, now the ascendant lord, in the 3rd house. Good place for innovation, new ideas, but not the best place for wisdom, for wise decisions. So I would say think twice, even though you will have a lot of creative ideas, lots of creativity, lots of things happening in the 5th house, the exchange of the 5th and the 7th. So this could be creativity related to business, creativity related to relationships, falling in love, that kind of a situation. Venus in the 5th with an exalted sun. New opportunities, new learning. This could be related to your children, spending more time with your children. Looks good for your children. If they're going to have exams, this is a good month for them. And also, if you yourself are wanting to take up a course, take up a study, do something related to creativity, try your luck, because this is the 9th lord. It is exalted in the 5th house. So most of you will be doing something related to the 5th house. It is so nicely, beautifully activated. And this could be related to some business venture, something like that. So even if you are even if you are not working, if you are a lady at home, so this could be a lot of creative time that you will be spending with your children, or you yourself exploring your own creativity. Many of you who are not working, who are at home, you can do a lot from home. Nowadays we have so many options to work from home. So this is a good month to explore your creative ideas and try it on a professional level, because you have this great yoga of the 7th and the 5th house. And also you have Rahu in the 6th house. So Rahu in the 6th gives you a lot of energy to be able to go that extra mile to achieve what you want. And it's with the stars so beautifully posited, you should take advantage now. And if you are looking this from your moon sign, if Sagittarius is your moon sign, this is the last bit of your Sadesati, the last 1 year of your Sadesati. And Saturn tends to give us a lot of discipline mentally, And this could be this could be a time of learning something, of disciplining the mind and taking advantage of certain opportunities. The ascendant lord is in Maran Karakstan. The third house is not the best place for Jupiter, and since Jupiter is a significant of wisdom, I would say be very wise, go very slow, take the advice of your father or your teacher or your guru or an elderly member in the family before starting something new. Now I'm going to be talking about Capricorn. For Capricorn, Saturn is in the ascendant, Jupiter is in the second house. In the fourth house, you have a conjunction of 3 planets: exalted Sun, Mercury and Venus. Venus is the lord of the 5th house, Mercury is the lord of the 6th house and the 9th house. So the 5th, the 6th, the 9th, the 10th lords are in the 4th house and the 8th lord as well. Rahu is in the 5th house. So lots of activity we can see at home. This could be related to, see, this is also, Sun is also the 8th lord. The 8th lord is exalted in the 4th house. The theme related to real estate or property can be very strong depending on the dasha. If you have a dasha related to these things, then there could be themes related to real estate, related to property, some kind of a conflict, some litigation, because this is also the 6th lord. So the 6th and the 8th lord are both in the 4th house. Litigation, conflict related to the 4th house, but this could also be a lot of creativity can be seen at home. You could be involved in some creative project at home. You could be redoing your home. You could be buying a vehicle this month, because Venus is also the significator for vehicles here. Mercury also shows travel. Could, for all we know, just getting your house painted. So there is a strong theme of home, property, conflict, litigation, inheritances, inherited wealth, some disturbance in the heart area. The 8th lord is exalted in the 4th house. Some disturbance that you feel, people coming. Planets are people, you know, so this is a lot of people coming home, lots of activity happening at home. And Jupiter aspecting your 10th house now. Some triggering of career, because 3 planets, Sun, Mercury, Venus, are directly aspecting the 10th house. And Jupiter has its 9th aspect on the 10th house. Saturn has its 10th aspect on the 10th house. So some triggering of career could be related to these planets, Mercury and Venus here, or the Sun. So some changes can be seen related to career, some changes or some major themes related to property, some disturbance at home, expenditure related to home. All these themes are very prominent for you, but not a bad month all in all, because these are benefics. Mercury, Venus both are benefics here. Sure, they show travel. You would be traveling this month, and they show a lot of restlessness. Aquarius, you have Jupiter in the ascendant, Saturn is in the 12th house. In the 3rd house, you have 3 planets, Mercury, Venus and Sun. Mars is in the 5th house, and so there's an exchange between the 3rd and the 5th lords. And in the 4th house, you have Rahu, 10th house, you have Ketu. So this is the only position which I'm not very excited about. Rahu in the 4th is disturbing. Rahu is great in the 10th. So this can be a little disturbing. The 4-10 axis is disturbing. The exchange is beautiful, you know, between the 3rd and the 5th house. Some creativity, some creative project. You know, you learn something and then you learn to utilize that knowledge. Learning is one thing. The 3rd house is learning. The 5th house is utilizing that knowledge in a creative way. So this is an exchange yoga. So learning something, learning a skill, taking up a course, and then creatively utilizing it. And then there is also the 7th lord here in the 5th house. The 7th lord gets exalted in the 5th house. Relationships, love marriage. Jupiter is also in the ascendant. So again, you know, there is a combination here which shows relationships, which shows love marriages, love associations can be seen here. For children, this can be a little disturbing, because especially if you have exams nowadays, and having this combination here, Venus, Mercury, they can be distracted. But for new learning, new creative projects, Jupiter coming to the ascendant. Right now Jupiter is in the ascendant for you for some time, but later on in this year Jupiter will be coming into Aquarius. So this could be like new ideas coming to your head now about new learnings. New confidence can be seen now. Great month for you. You will be feeling positive. You would be exuding a lot of confidence, and you would be speaking your mind out more, and some kind of learning will be there, some kind of skill will be there, some kind of working with the hands could be there. The third house is the arms, and you have these three planets there, Venus and Mercury and Sun. Mercury is writing, and Mercury is art and drawing, and Venus is also a lot of beauty. So all this, there is some connection with the hands that you would be using. There could be a writing skill, there could be a drawing skill, like a sculptor, like a painter, some skill you will be utilizing this month. So now I'm going to be talking about Pisces. For Pisces, you have this conjunction in the second house, Mercury, Venus and Sun. Jupiter is in the 12th house, Saturn is in the 11th house. And in the 4th house, you have Mars, exchange between the 2nd and the 4th. So, and in the 3rd house, you have Rahu. So this is a great month, other than having Jupiter in the 12th house. Theme connected to wealth, theme connected to expenditure. And also it shows a lot of travel. The 3rd house has Rahu. The 12th house has your ascendant lord. Lots of travel can be seen, lots of expenditure, lots of ideas related to new ways of making wealth. Very, very sweet interactions can be seen in the family. But Mars is in the 4th house. Restlessness also can be seen in the heart. So you could be restless about what to do. Lots of energy can be seen here. To explain to you, Mars in Gemini can get very restless. You guys need to get going. You guys need to start working out. Maybe go join a gym. Start a yoga class. And the ascendant lord is also in the 12th house. You could be a little confused. You could be a little lost. You could be traveling a lot. And there could be a lot of restlessness in you. So restlessness can be seen. Travel can be seen. And a lot of energy can be seen. A lot of effort can be seen in ideas to make wealth and to connect with your friends and family, close friends and family. So Rahu in the 3rd house is like, a lot of energy, a lot of initiative. So you will feel the need to take initiative, but you may be a little lost because of the ascendant lord in the 12th house, a situation where you're not sure of what to do, and Mars in the 4th house making you restless. So ideas are there, little confused about decision making because of Jupiter in the 12th house. So little confused this month you will be there, but ideas will be there and restlessness will be there. Mars in the 4th, start exercising, do a little bit of meditation, write down your ideas, keep writing them down. Wait for Jupiter to go back into Capricorn. Even though debilitated, it gets supported by the sun, and then take an initiative. Because Rahu in the 3rd, great time to take initiatives, great time to try something new. But because the ascendant lord is in the 12th house, you may feel a little lack of confidence. That is the only thing that is lacking this month for you. Little bit of restlessness. Note down your ideas, think over them in the next month or so. When Jupiter moves back, then initiate, then start something new. Do not waste time. Rahu in the 3rd is a beautiful position. We'll be seeing you in the next video now. Bye bye for now.